This is the all-new MG4 Urban, and while its name might lead you to think it's some sort of ultra-compact city car designed to scythe through the streets of London, Manchester or Stevenage, it's actually a 4.4 metre long family hatchback that offers, I'm not kidding, the same amount of space as a proper mid-size SUV, but for the price of a Toyota Yaris. So could this be the best value electric car currently on sale? Let's find out. I'm Ellis Hyde and you're watching Auto Express. So I thought I'd start this video by explaining the main differences between the original MG4, which has just been updated, and the new MG4 Urban. There's actually quite a lot, even though they do share the same name. Firstly, there's the design. This one has a much more dramatic, more aggressive look to it, with this sharp nose, big splitter, you've got 17 or 18 inch wheels, a large spoiler, and those distinctive Y-shaped tail lights connected by a full width light bar. The MG4 Urban, on the other hand, has a softer, rounder look that's actually meant to be inspired by the MG Cyberster sports car. This version gets 16 or 17 inch alloy wheels, roof rails for a slightly SUV look, a smaller spoiler, but still a full width light bar. The slightly oddly shaped taillights are supposed to be inspired by the Union Jack like they are on the Cyberster, though we'll let you decide. Then there's the size and practicality. This one is under 4.3 metres long, whereas the MG4 Urban is nearly 4.4 metres long. The wheelbase is also 45mm longer, which gives rear seat passengers more space and increases the luggage capacity. With these two cars side by side, you definitely notice the difference in terms of passenger space. I'm 6 foot tall and I have just enough legroom to sit comfortably in the back of the regular MG4, but in the MG4 Urban, I have loads of space to stretch my legs. There is absolutely acres back there. And I also say that there's a good amount of headroom in both of these. There's actually 577 litres of boot space in the MG4 Urban, which is about the same as you get in a Kia Sportage, and way more than the 388 litres you get in the regular MG4. By the way, there's no frunk in this car, but you do get 98 litres of storage underneath the floor, which is more than enough to keep the charging cables well out of sight. That's not all, because despite both being called the MG4, they're actually based on completely different platforms. This one is rear-wheel drive, has a range of up to 338 miles, can charge at up to 320 kilowatts, and prices start from just under £30,000, whereas the MG4 Urban is front-wheel drive and is offered with two smaller battery sizes, 43 kilowatt hours and 54 kilowatt hours, that offer about 200 to 260 miles of range. Maximum charging speed is 87 kilowatts, so a 10 to 80% top up should take about half an hour, and prices start from just over £23,000. To put that into context, this car, which is bigger than the Volkswagen ID3, costs the same as superminis like the Renault 5, the Citroën EC3 or the Nissan Micra. Like every model in the MG range now, the MG4 Urban offers pretty much all the kit you'll need as standard. There's also only two trim levels to choose from, Comfort or Premium, and to find out exactly what kit you get with each of those, head to autoexpress.co.uk to read our in-depth review. And while I have you, did you know you can now sell your car through Auto Express? With decades of trusted reviews and advice behind us, you can sell your car with confidence, knowing that we know what makes it valuable. No nonsense, just unrivaled expertise. And to get an honest valuation of your car right now, hit the link in the description below. Inside, every MG4 Urban features a 12.8-inch central touchscreen and a 7-inch digital driver's display. The touchscreen is pretty good, but it doesn't get that bright, and the one in our test car, well, it's a bit slow to respond. What I do like is that MG has added some proper physical climate controls. The driver's display is pretty good as well, though I would say that some of the text and the icons on it are very small and difficult to read at a glance. In terms of quality, the MG4 Urban is very impressive as well. There are some bits of hard, scratchy plastics on the doors and the dashboard, but again, for a £23,000 car, it's not that bad at all. In fact, I've been living with a VW ID3 that costs nearly £50,000 for the past week, and I would say this car isn't that far off that. Now, the regular rear-wheel drive MG4 is going to be a bit more fun to drive on a twisty road, but most people are going to be more than happy with how the Urban handles. The ride is smooth and relatively comfortable, although it does seem to fidget quite a lot. And when you go over bumps, you can hear some knocks coming from the suspension. I will say it does absorb the impacts rather well. It can get a little loud in here over rougher road surfaces, but again, not too bad. And you probably cover most of that up by just having the radio on. This range-stopping version we have produces 158 brake horsepower, and it is no problem getting up to motorway speeds in this thing. You get a nice, smooth wave of torque when you put your foot down, and the brakes aren't too bad either. Visibility is really good as well. You've got this big windscreen and the super short bonnet, so it's really easy to place this car on the road or when you're on tight streets around town. Big side mirrors as well, and a large rear windscreen. So all round, pretty good. We've been huge fans of the MG4 since it launched a couple of years ago, and it's one of the best value electric cars on sale. But it has been made pretty much redundant by the arrival of the new Urban, because it's more spacious, it's more practical, it's got just as much kit, interior quality is just as impressive, and it's a whole lot cheaper. In terms of value for money, I think this thing is pretty much unbeatable.